And I met Jim Bell. I told him that I'm not going to support RM3 and I'm going to actively campaign against it. So he told me, oh, okay, what the problem? I say, VTA keep breaking the promise. So he's told me he's going to talk to VTA, okay? So I think every effort, what we do, if we are doing the right thing, I'm not afraid of any backlash or any attack. And that's what we're supposed to do as an elected official. We have to show the leadership. You cannot say one thing and then vote it the other way. And that's not a good leadership, in my opinion. So come back to the Library Commission. Earlier, you say you have the right to shut me off. That's fine. We talk now. I want this council to know, any council member, if you're going out representing this city, you have to represent the majority of the city's council. Well, it's not your own opinion. And for council member Sharp to request item to be placed on the agenda on JPA Power without our knowledge, and for Commissioner, Library Commissioner Deanna Crabtree actively campaign against it, she is not doing what she's supposed to be at the Library Commission. So what are we going to do? We'll continue to allow this mediocre, this kind of activity continue? That's not right. So I would request to have some kind of evaluation to our commissioner. If they're not doing their job, we should just remove them. It's not after we appointed, they will be there for 4 years, and then they'll just do whatever they want. That's not right. And I want to advise council member Sharp, if you are going to request something, it's not majority council's will, please do not do it that way. Okay?
Well, I think we all serve on various commissions, and we don't take votes before each meeting on what we're going to say. It's left to our judgment. And when I went to the airport noise meetings, I had a sense of what the community and the council wanted, and those were my statements at those meetings. If we want to pass motions or resolutions on what everyone should say before they go to any meeting that they're appointed to, like I attend the Water Commission meetings, if I'm saying something that the council objects to, I don't know, because I don't bring every item to the council to have them decide what I should say. If we want to make that change, we better be prepared for a lot longer meetings.
That's what this meeting for, this council and a report from the council, by the council and the staff. And that's why if you are going to do something like that, you should let us know. I mean, you don't mention it, you just go ahead and do it. And then in my opinion, I was totally shocked to know this is on the JPA's agenda, and you request, and then Deanna Crabtree is actively campaign for it,
but
which is not her job.
You'll be pleased to know that the actual agenda item I requested was actually not put on the agenda. That was not what was discussed, what I requested.
But here, what their report say you requested with your attachment in writing. It's in here. In the letter of the JPA right here. Look at it yourself.
What I'm saying is,
look at it yourself.
The item I requested is not what's in there. And Joe Simidian, I talked to him after the meeting, and he said, what was this? This isn't what you asked for. And I said, I know, but it's there. Well, we have to discuss it now that it's on the agenda. So I can't control what the JPA puts on the agenda, if it's accurate or not. That's beyond my control.
But next time, please, if you sense there's no consent, please get the post of the feeling of the majority, not just doing it yourself. You're just only one vote. I don't go out and representing myself and then tell them that the whole city council is doing this way. That's not right, okay? And number two, I want to place an agenda to talk about the incompetent commissioner. What are we going to do?
Is there a second council member that would be supportive of placing that on a future agenda item?
What is the
incompetent commissioner, library commissioner, not supposed to spending time do all this stuff. I mean, I saw on the email, I saw on the next door. I mean, it's all talking about this. What she's doing?
Well, take what
We
you
are-
read on Nextdoor with many grains of salt.
She only had 2 votes to get onto the commissioner. Okay, now she's just acting like she's representing City of Cupertino Library Commission. And if this council tolerate this, then we are heading for a big chaotic down the road.
Well, Councilman Chang, I did attend a library commission meeting prior to that JPA meeting, and there were at least 6 community members there speaking on this issue, all in support of the JPA taking a position regarding the ballot boxes. So it's not that she went out there and did this on her own. Unfortunately, those are not recorded, but you can ask the librarian and the other members.
Just 6 people. How many people we have? We have
Well-
60,000 residents.
Well, you can't say, oh, everybody that didn't show up is automatically on the other
All
side.
right, we've indulged this a
But
fair
at
amount.
least, I'm not saying he represent, at least consult, let us know, inform us, a basic respect.
Okay, Councilmember Chang, your point has been made, and I've asked whether there's a second council member that would like to place this item on the agenda.
I just have a question. Did she represent the city of Cupertino as a library commissioner or
Yeah.
as an individual self?
Library commissioner.
Are you talking about at the JPA meeting?
No, this entire process about the ballot box.
Well, at the library commission meeting, clearly she was on the library commission, and it was discussed among all the members. In that case, there was consensus not to have voting inside the library simply because there's no place for it.
No,
But-
not about voting inside the library, about the placement of the ballot box outside.
The ballot box at the JPA meeting, I don't remember if she said she was speaking for herself. They don't record those. I can ask her, but that wasn't actually the agenda item at the JPA meeting anyway, which led to a lot of confusion.
Well, I think, it's important for us to all be respectful, and our commissioners to all be respectful, that when they show up at a public meeting and they identify themselves, if I'm, Rod Sinks and I'm the vice mayor of Cupertino, I have to be able to say, unless my council has taken a position, right? And if I'm a library commissioner the same way, I have to be able to say, let's see, I guess it was David Fung tonight, who said, I'm telling you who I am for identification purposes, but I'm speaking for myself. I think that's a very important label.
Right.
I did that at the 85 PAB. I did not come as a VTA board member. I came as a resident.
Yeah. So I think we all ought to be thoughtful and respectful that we can go to any meeting we want to and express an opinion, even if we
Right.
sit up here occasionally on a dais or in a room, but we ought to be making sure that, our comments are, we're either speaking for our body because they've taken a vote, or we're speaking for ourselves. And I think so that's an important point.
That's exactly what I did when I was fighting against DHI. Every time I went to county, I told them,
Yeah, I know.
my
I
name
know.
is
I
Barry
know.
Chang, I'm the
But-
council member, but I'm here representing myself,
I
okay?
mean-
And when I'm fighting against the
Yeah.
VTA on the VTA board meeting, that's exactly what I told them. But now we have a library commission acting like she's representing the whole
Well,
city.
if she did that, then I think we can help educate her. But
No, educate her. I mean, if this is not competent, is doing all this kind of mediocre job, we should let her go. So that's why I'm asking to place on the agenda, let's talk about this, because if we run into all this stuff.
I would suggest we just say, look, make sure that you're identifying clearly whether you're representing your position or the commission's position, and leave it at that. I mean, we do not need to, that's where I'm coming from anyway.
All right, well,
So,
and the point's been made.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask one thing? When I go to the ad hoc committee on airplane noise, and I say, well, we really would like to return to the pre-next gen flight pattern, which spread the noise out, I don't say, I'm speaking only for myself because my council hasn't taken an official position on this. I mean, we have to trust that we are speaking what we believe the council would say, because I don't think we
Right.
can be here for and talk about every single item on every commissioner committee
But-
that we're going to.
But Councilmember Sharp, I don't buy into your argument. The noise issue, you did bring it up in the council, and you did hear us, majority of us express our opinion on it. We all expressed before. You know it. Library Commission on this thing never come up, just pop up today. And then, of course, I know a couple of days before or a couple of weeks, I already see on the email all this stuff, okay? And it just, to my surprise, what the heck is this going on?
Well, we all know where this whole thing originated from, so let's not overreact here.
Please be respectful, okay? Don't use that as excuse. Say next time you'll continue to do it. If you do it next time again, I definitely will have some kind of reprimand on you. I mean, I'll just tell you out front, okay?
So, Barry, I mean, if you feel strongly about a particular issue and you think that somebody isn't representing the position of the city and you want to agendize an item, you know, that you think the library JPA or the VTA or anybody else is going to take a position on, right? We certainly have the right to do that, but I do understand,
Right,
you know,
but-
it's hard, we can't second guess every,
I know we can
Right,
second.
I mean-
I'm telling you, what I heard when I say I knew is I thought it was discussion in the library commission.
Well, there's people speaking at VTA meetings that I don't necessarily agree with, but they've been appointed to that, and I have to accept that they're speaking in what they believe is the best interests of the city. And I wouldn't expect them to come to council with every agenda item and say, do you support this or not? I mean, we have to have some trust here. And if we need to make it clear to our commissioners that they need to say, I'm speaking only for myself and not for, not as a library commissioner, whatever commissioner, that's fine. Maybe we should tell all our commissioners to watch it in those terms.
Okay, I think the point has been made. I'm going to cut off the discussion here. You know, to the extent that it becomes a concern in the future, again, please bring it back. You may well get the second, you know, council member supporting to place on the agenda. But at this point, you know, I feel like we've discussed it in a fairly sufficient amount of depth. Thank you for bringing it up. And if you have any other council reports, I'd be happy to entertain them. But if not, we'll move on to Vice Mayor Sinks. All right, thank you.